Yo, it's your girl Glowing at 1K, and as you could tell by the title, today I'm going to tell you guys how I found out I was pregnant. This is just a disclosure. This is my experience. My experience may not be the same as others. I'm just here today to tell you guys how I found out I was pregnant. So I'm currently 18 weeks, 19 weeks on Friday. Pretty much on 4.5 months. So, yeah, let's get to it. So if you see me looking down, I just got a few notes, just to let you guys know how I found out, okay? So I'm gonna start like this. A woman knows her body. Like, like if you feel a change down there, you might feel a change up here, something internal, external. You know your body as a female. So I'm gonna start off with that. I definitely know my body, and when something feel different, I'm gonna say it. So just number one, I use Flow. So Flow is a period tracker or a cycle tracker, or you can use it like if you're trying to get pregnant or you are pregnant, you can track your weeks and everything else. And with me, I've always had a regular period. Like, my period's never late. It's never really off schedule, and I don't have an irregular period. So with that being said, my period is clockwork. Like, when it come on, it come on. When Flo says it's gonna come on, it come on. And it may be off by like a day or two because it makes predictions, but most of the time it's right on time. And with me, I got a period the last week of July. So July 31st, and then my period lasts about 6 to 7 days. Not like the 3 to 4 day girls, y'all lucky, but mine's last 6 to 7 days. And October, oh my gosh, my months are so off. August, I was looking for my period, like, where it's at though? So with Flow, if your period is late, it'll just keep pushing the days up and pushing the days up and pushing the days up. And it only pushed it up for a certain amount of days. I think it only pushed it up for about like 4 or 5 days. Because if your period not coming on, something is wrong. So I was just waiting and waiting. I'm just like, where is that? So then finally Flo said, hey, it's a girl, your period today late. Like, it went from regular pink, like the pink background, to gray, like dark. Like, you gotta find out what's going on. So it was late day 1, day 2. So I'm looking at my stuff like, what's going on? So like, boom, the symptoms start hitting me. Like, they started hitting me. Like, my breasts was so tender. Like, they was getting big, and they was really sore. And with me, I always had a small chest size, and like, my nipples were just hurting real bad. And then like, I was craving food, like craving food out the blue, like I don't even eat on the regular. So I'm just like, okay, so like, that's what that was. So I let my best friend know. She was the first person I told. Like, we talk about everything. So I'm like, sis, I'm not feeling right. Like, something is up. Like, of course, we tell each other like what's going on. Me and my boyfriend, most of the time we always use protection. Like, rarely we never ever not use protection. And sometimes we didn't slip up and not use protection, and it just had been one of those times. But like, it wasn't like, oh, a mistake. Like, we always talked about having kids or mentioned it, so we actually planned on it, but just not this early. So with that, it really wasn't like a surprise or a shocker, more of a disbelief. So I told my best friend what was going on, how I didn't feel right and stuff. So we like, fingers crossed, just wait it out. So boom, day 3 come, and Flo still saying my period is late. So I'm like, okay, Janae, just go take a test. Like, at this point, just go take a test. So I know like what is called HCG or HCCG. I gotta find a term for that, where when you go take a pregnancy test, it has to be high enough for the pregnancy test to detect it. So me not knowing if I'm pregnant or not, I don't want to spend my good money on a high pregnancy test. So what I did was I went to Dollar Tree and I bought the little dollar test. I bought $2 tests. I'm like, man, these tests look so cheap. So when I got to the register, the lady looked at me, I looked at her, and I paid for it, and I left. So I get in the house. I'm like, Janae, we gonna take these tests. So I go straight to the bathroom. I already had the pee, so I went straight to the bathroom, filled up a paper cup, and then put it on the first test. So with these tests, it's like, oh, wait 2 to 3 minutes for results. I kid y'all not, I put a droplet of pee on the stick. 2 dark lines popped up. When I tell you 2 dark lines popped up, so I'm like, ain't no way that was supposed to pop up that fast. But then again, I'm like, I did just buy this at Dollar Tree, so it might be fake. So I took the second test right after, it's in the same thing. So I'm like, this can't be real. Like, I'm really in disbelief because, like, all my friends and family, all they do is, like, jinx me. And, like, my mom had just recently jinxed me because she was like, oh, I had a dream that I was pregnant with twins. So I'm looking like, twins. Everybody in my family know I always wanted twins. Like, that's my dream to have twins. And my dad is a twin, and then my boyfriend dad is a twin. So it could have been coincidence or whatever. So I'm just thinking like, okay, but you not pregnant. You can't even get pregnant. And Vontae and Khalid ain't got no babies on the way no time soon. So I'm like, okay. So my friend had a baby shower back in August, the same month. So we all grew up together. We was talking about us having kids, and like we always had like this knit tight group that we grew up in. Like, she got pregnant, then our other friend had got pregnant. Well, she's no longer my friend, but they got pregnant at the same time. And so they always said, oh, I was next, but I never really believe it. Like, yeah, I'm next. So we was talking about that, letting them know. They was like, I don't know, it might just be, true. So I'm just like, girl, whatever. So after that, that's just what it was. So I texted my best friend. I sent her the pictures and everything. I sent her the pictures, and I sent my other really close friend, Jayla, the pictures, and my really close friend from work, the pictures. So we all like, no, like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. Like, at this point, like, I'm crying in the inside, but I'm such a G. Like, I can't cry no real tears. Well, now I can, but back then, like, you couldn't get me to cry for nothing. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then, like, after that, symptoms was just hitting me. Well, not symptoms. Was it symptoms? It was my experience. They started hitting me back to back. Like, my breast was tender. I was craving stuff. I would get sweats out the blue. Heat sweats and night sweats in my sleep. Like, I couldn't sleep at night because I would be soaked in sweat. Like, I wake up drenched in sweat. So I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, I had an experience where I was at my boyfriend's house, sleep on his brother's couch, and his sisters was over there too. So it's 2 of his sisters and his brother, and then me and him on the couch. So I'm asleep, but I wake up having a heat flash, like, oh my gosh, I'm hot, I gotta take my jacket off. Because I always wear hoodies because I'm anemic and I'm always cold. So his sister is also pregnant. She's actually like 3 weeks ahead of me. And she was like, oh yeah, girl, you pregnant. So I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, you're not gonna tell me I'm pregnant. That's at the time where I didn't know. But now that I know, it was just kind of weird. Like, it was very, very weird. So I also sent my boyfriend a text, and I texted him, congratulations, like, congrats, your dad. Like, I had also told him about the symptoms and everything I was having. We was kind of, he knew what he had done, but I didn't know what he had done. Like, he already kind of knew, like, okay, like, if it is, it is. Like, that's what the deal is. So I'm just like, okay. So the very next day, me and him went to the store. We went to Walgreens and we bought a real pregnancy test. I actually used Clear Blue, and I'll probably be inserting some videos and pictures as well. I bought the Clear Blue, and in that Clear Blue it had two tests. So it had the regular traditional test, and it also had a digital test. So I came home and took those tests in the bathroom, and they did the same thing as the last test. It said wait like 2 to 5 minutes for results. I kid you not, as soon as I peed on both of them, I did them at the same time. As soon as I peed on both of them, the 2 lines popped up on the traditional, and the digital blinked probably 3 times and said pregnant. And I was like, yeah, it's real. So like I took it in the room and I showed him, like, babe, like, look, I'm really pregnant. He was happy. Like, he like, okay, come lay down. Like from that day on, it's just been real weird. I can honestly say it's been an emotional roller coaster. Like, my emotions been everywhere, my feelings, my thoughts. This is my first child. I don't know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna go, and I don't know. I had my whole life planned out, and it's just like, now I have to replan it because I didn't plan it this way this early. But I am very grateful that God has blessed me with a child, someone who needs me more than I need them at the moment. So right now I'm trying my very best in life to try to provide the lifestyle that I want to give to my child. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. I didn't have any symptoms of throwing up, nausea, none of that stuff. Like, I could honestly say I have a really easy pregnancy. Like, I've never thrown up, I don't throw up, I don't get headaches. The most I did was, or do, is sleep and eat. Like, sleep, eat, and pee. I pee a lot. Sleep, eat, and pee. But, like, I didn't have none of that stuff that other girls go through, and I'm very grateful for that. It has been an experience, I could say, as well as just being able to share my experience with you guys, and hopefully other girls who may come in, contact with this video, who may want to share their experience, or just know my experience. And I will be making like pregnancy update videos, as well as just letting you guys see this journey with me, because it's definitely a journey. But if you have any questions, you could definitely comment, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys later.